Hello and welcome to a new episode of Jawjacking with James. And I don't know how long this particular episode, if it'll be a long form or short form, but I'm going to get everything out on the old subject I have about it and what my thoughts on it, and something I've noticed and wanted to just talk about. So. Let's just get into it real quick. My handy-dandy list of sticky notes topics I have sitting on my desk, and I've made a bunch of, I've made a bit of a small observation, kind of thing, and it occurred to me, and I'm just like, hey, why not make an episode about that and see where it goes? See what happens. Life's a journey, not a destination. Let's see what happens. And I was getting out of the house, just to get myself out and be out and about, and one of the places I went is my local mall. It's some place to go, something to do. You at least get to look at stuff and be entertained by things in some stores. And lately, overall, I kind of limit myself to going to maybe tops like 3 stores at the mall, and it has it has significantly more than 3 stores, but I kind of stick to the few I'd actually go to, and I stay in there, and then when I'm done, I might go to the other store I might go to just to look around. And then after that, I kind of just leave. Because, there's nothing else I want to look at, and nothing else I want to do. I mean, the particular mall I go to is, wires are getting caught up. Okay, there we go. It's fine now. My particular, local mall I live near, it's like, it's about like, I would say like 90% clothes stores with everything else mixed in, and a food court, and that's about it. I mean, there's an even bigger mall, it's known around here. It's one of the biggest. It's the biggest mall in the county where I live, Sawgrass Mall, and that place you can kind of go and get lost for the day, because it has a lot more, but overall it still has those boring aspects. And I don't remember the mall being kind of just so boring. And apparently it's shared with other malls. And when I use the term mall, I mean a mall as in a big building with shops inside of it, like it's an internal walking area kind of mall, not a strip mall, not an outside mall, not a mini mall or a micro mall or a mall plaza. I'm talking about a mall, the classic indoor area, has a fountain, has music playing upstairs, downstairs, food court, the whole 9 yards, all that jazz kind of mall. And being a person who spent a portion of their youth just hanging out in a mall and watching several mall-based movies, like your Mallrats and alike, and even coining the term and using the term and saying, hey, I'm a mall rat. You just go to a mall and hang out there for a day with friends. That's what we did in the mid 2000s and what people did in the 90s and 80s and 70s. I don't exactly see people doing it a lot now, but that's also because I, don't really pay attention to kids in the mall. It's not something I do. Be weird if I did, but yeah, I don't. I'm focusing on me and my generation. The better one. Anyway. But yeah, I notice, and I've noticed that, some malls are just they're not what they used to be. And I know, times change and all that, but it's like, you would think something like that would stick around. I mean, a large air-conditioned area that has food and places to shop, and you can go there and not have to spend any money, but it's just a place to go, something to do. It's big social area. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I know that some other malls are, your good malls, and then there's your bad malls, and then there's your malls, and then there's the ultimate mall itself, the Mall of America that's in Minnesota. I would just like to go there just to see what it is firsthand, but I don't have the money to go up to Minnesota, on a whim, just to go to a mall. But I wouldn't mind, honestly. Personally, I would, but yeah, it's just a thing I've noticed. Like, I've known some other malls, like they're either, have tons of closed stores, or just broken off buildings, or just no anchor stores, or some stores are just not there anymore. But for me personally, it's just like you see a downfall of an era. You see things falling apart as it is, but it's a weird thing that I've noticed. But for many years now, I kind of just go to the mall as a place to go, just to go there, and because it's an internal area that has air conditioning. Because I live in Florida, and if you go outside, within 5 minutes you're already covered in sweat because it's always hot. But yeah, for me, I go to like the same video store, the same. Surprisingly, I still go to GameStop. I don't buy anything, but I just like to go for the experience of it. And I think the one other store I go to is Spencer's. Yeah, it's one of like a few places I go to. Like, it's GameStop, Spencer's, and FYE. FYI? Or is it FYE? I don't know why I always mix up the two, but it's a video store that has stuff in it. But they sell other stuff now. But that's besides the point. The whole thing is just, and if I need clothes, I go to I just go in one of the bigger stores and just buy what's ever on sale, because I'm not looking to buy tons of stuff. Oh, there is one caveat. There's a store called Lunchbox, which sells like anime stuff, kind of like that. I actually go to that store too. But changing from going to 3 stores to 4 isn't much of a change when, the store has dozens of stores in it. But I rarely go to any other than the few I actually go to. But, when I was younger, we would go into every store just to go in. And mind you, this is like the mid-2000s, so let's see, 2024, so you're 2003 to like 2009, 2010 time frame. So either way, at least 10, 15 years ago, when I started when I was doing that. Wow, time has gone by. Jeez. Now I'm in my 30s talking about how I used to go to the mall. Starting to feel old, but that's just the time. That's just how time goes, man. Nothing's ever the same. Now I kind of understand when old folks say, like, hey, things used to be better. I'm like, they were kind of right. I mean, nobody knows when the last time you're having a good time will end. You always got to treat everything like a good time. Trying not to get too deep and philosophical, but it ends up like that. But yeah, these are just things I've noticed, and it's like, and other things I've noticed is like you could clearly tell if you look slightly close. Like you'll notice like the floors in malls are cracked and broken, or there's damage on the walls, or things look. You notice the little things that really show how old a mall is, and that it really needs to be fixed up, or it's not being maintained like it should, and it's a decaying of a age that has passed itself by, and it's one of those things, like nothing ever stays the same. Things are always changing. But it's one of those things where, like, oh no, if that closes, where am I just going to walk around aimlessly? Walmart? Well, I do that anyway, but, I do it for different reasons, just to, similar to that. But, some of the time I actually get a free show out of watching how people act in Walmart. And it's for me, it's hilarious. You get the site, people of Walmart. I too have stories about people of Walmart, and it's actually a good idea for another episode that I might do in the near future. Definitely something to think about. Look out for that. Hey. Getting ideas while doing another thing from another idea I got. This is how we learn. This is how we get things done. This is getting into the mindset of how I come up with making episodes. It's just, I think about one thing, then I make another, and I'm like, wait, I could spend 20 minutes talking about that. I'll make that a separate episode. And that's how my thought pattern works when I make these things. So, and also, when I'm in a mall, or walking aimlessly around places, I'm usually thinking a lot. Put myself on autopilot while I think about things. I'm like, hey, that's a good idea. No, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's another thing about it is that, when I go to a mall or, Walmart, I can just turn my head off and not have to think. Of course, occasionally I have people talk to me for some reason, and I don't know why, but a lot of the time it's to ask me a question or to sell me something. So usually I'm just like, I'm gonna tune you out now. Just say no thank you and keep going. But in recent years I have had less people talk to me when I go places, and that usually benefits me, because I don't like to talk to people when I go out. It's one of those personal things. I mean, it's not that I'm like severely, introverted or antisocial. It's just I don't like talking to people. They're, not my favorite subject. I mean, it's like if you don't want to talk about something interesting, like, space travel or dinosaurs, I'm just like, this is a nothing conversation, and I don't want to talk about it. It's like, you want to talk about equity or a long-term mortgage process? Why would I want to talk about that? Or do I have insurance? I don't want to talk about that. That's not interesting or fun. But yeah, that's my thought on that. I mean, I might do more in the future. Talk about me going to the mall and just doing mall stuff, but we'll see what happens. We'll see the reception I get for this. But anyway, I want to thank you, the listener, for coming by and sitting back and listening to me rant for, give or take 15 or so minutes. Looking at the timer, about 15 or so minutes. Gonna end it there. And, want to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that other good jazz that helps me to let me know that you like it, so I'll make more for you. So, I'll catch you around, and you guys have a good day. See you around.